What is good, y'all? SGG Familias. We are back with the Angels rebuild here as we are in year 2 of the series, man. Flying through because, of course, the beginning part of the series is just kind of building up the younger guys and getting them ready. And speaking of building up younger guys, as we roll around the contract extension time, you see here Henry Pereira is on the list for contract extensions, and something that I've mulled over the idea of doing, something that I've seen and researched that a lot of teams have been doing here recently in the MLB, and I think that they do it in pretty much all sports. You try to lock up your young superstar as long as possible while the contract can be cheap. So I wanted to take a look here to see what a long-term deal for Henry would be, because I think he's proven himself worthy as somebody that's going to be on this team for a long time. Possible Mike Trout replacement. I don't know which will be higher, the power, the contact, but both of those are in good positions. So I wanted to look around the league and see what some of these other teams were paying. Now, you can see some of these other contracts are tiered up. See, like Julio Rodriguez is making upwards of money. Acuna here, he's making upwards of money. Even when he reaches his max level, it's later. Only somebody like Juan Soto is making the same amount every year, $51 million. And that's the unfortunate thing when you offer these contracts. It's going to basically be built like that. So like Mike Trout making $35.5 million. You see some of the top outfielders are in that 30 to 50 range, whereas some of like the younger top prospects are still in there on the 24 million. So his $28 million that he was asking for 14 years, mind you, to lock him up for 14 years, was right about where you would expect a player of his caliber to be. He's played phenomenally all season. The only thing that I would have to say about him is his average is kind of low at 260, 270, but he's had tremendous power. He showed that he can be a clutch player in the field. He doesn't make too many errors, and he's only going to get better from here with a 99 potential. The sky is the limit for him. So I think I definitely would want to get a long-term deal done. The question is, do I think it goes much higher than 28 million, and can we afford to lock him up for 28 million while, still getting other big draft or big players around the organization? Now, of course, Mike Trout making 35 doesn't necessarily help, but how much longer will Mike Trout be on the team is also in question. So let me know down below what you guys think about the thought process of maybe moving off of Mike Trout before this team is even ready to make a run. It just depends on how much regression we see from him and how high of a play that he keeps around for us. Now, as we look through this game, I'm sure you guys notice a familiar face, but a new face here for us, Walker Buehler, who we did sign in free agency, came to us actually interested to come to the team. So we signed him, didn't do good in the spring, so we sent him down to AAA to start the year off. Actually struggled down there for most of the year, but recently hit a hot streak. And with the way that our rotation is and our bullpen is, even being one of the worst pitching teams in the league, I figured it couldn't hurt with him gaining some steam down there in AAA, finding his form again, to come and let him come up here to the major league level and see if he can join our rotation here. We signed him for a 2-year deal, I believe. So I definitely want to try to get something out of it, even if it's just a year of solid play in the rotation to buy more time for our guys in the minors to come up. I'm okay with it. So here's his first start at the major league level this season, and it's against the Philadelphia Phillies. So you saw at the beginning, we are dead last in our division in the AL West. Got a long way to go to recovery. See down there, 16 games behind the Rangers. So we have a lot of way to catch up. I don't know if we'll be somebody that's fighting for that top team, but at least let's just try to fight not to be last place. Our goals for the year is have more wins than last year and don't be last in the division. That's it. If we are going to be last, it's going to be extremely trash. We can get the number 1 pick, but even that's still not guaranteed because it is an odds-based thing. So really, we can just play to win and just hope for good luck in the draft lottery. So with all future plans out of the way, let's just jump into the gameplay here today as Walker Buehler was not impressed with his spring at all. I thought he was going to actually come in and be somebody in our rotation, like a good 3-4 guy. I was not thinking about him going down to the minors, possibly being a long reliever or 5th starter. But that's just what the spring brought to us. Out of all the innings that he pitched, he had a very high ERA, very high FIP. But what I'm seeing here today, at least, is actually pretty good command over his pitches. He's got a good feel for the strike zone here, even coming back up as he goes and gets that nice breaking ball. Now, here would have been a great play to go to home, but that's way too much speed down the baseline. You see he was scoring before we even threw the ball. So takes a smart play there at first to get Nick. And then here in the bottom of the second with a 1-0 lead already for the Phillies, JT Realmuto will watch that heater upstairs. Coming back with a full 3-2 count as he swings through that 4-seam heater. We actually slowed that one down a little bit when he was well early. So that's a good way to mix up your speeds, though. Not just throwing 97 triple digits all times. Slow it down a couple miles per hour here and there just to keep them off balance. Can go a long way. So Edmundo Sosa gets a base hit here. We ended up tying the ball game back up 1-1. And now it's what Buehler can do. Can he kind of settle this team down? Can he come in and get a solid? What I'm looking for is 6 solid innings. Obviously he's already given up a run. A shutout would have been great because it would have kept going. But 6 solid innings, 2 earned runs. And let's see if the offense can put together some scoring for him. It's a great line drive over to the second base. Gets him. So we're back up to the top of the lineup now. Bryson Stott. I'm not going to lie. Ever since I stopped watching baseball, I'm coming back and seeing some of these names. Boy, they stump me more than any other sport in the world. I will be 100% honest. Throw goes over to third base here from the outfield as Henry is not able to make the play there. Runners will go to the corners, though, so we still have the opportunity of a double play to get out of this. Brandon Marsh is not an easy person to double up, though, with his powers. He gets some swing on the ground, though. Throw over to first for 1. Throw over to first for the second out of the inning. Double play goes and it works for us. We're out of there cleanly, still with the 1-1 tie. You see, we got to kind of run our way in the middle of the base pass. We got to cheat a little bit. Y'all know the physics going to run him right through me, though. No diddy. As that was the other problem here with this game, though, the ump was not calling these outside strikes. So I was honestly surprised that he even swung at that one and was able to actually get a hit off of it, more or less. But they were not calling those outside strikes. I was having a tough time on the outside part of the plate all day. Now, they were calling it when it was inside for a lefty here. So you see we're still, attacking it here for Bryson here. As that one gets left over the middle. Maybe Walker getting a little bit tired. Starting to lose a little bit of command. As that one rose up more than it needed to be. It was supposed to be low in the zone. Instead, it's in the corner. As we're going to go ahead and pick this one. Henry's going to throw this one in. Cutoff man's not going to get us. That throw was well offline. And that's an easy run there. As Bryson gets the RBI base double there. His 14th of the season. And just like that, they're going to go ahead and pull Walker Buehler, which actually this wasn't a bad start. I mean, 5 innings of work here, 2 earned runs. Not terrible. We've definitely seen some of our other starters do worse. So definitely was probably what he was able to do. And I would just have to see if the bullpen can hold. As Jose Hernandez coming in, look at that 295 ERA, 20% strikeout rate. That has been a Rule 5 pickup for the ages here. As you see, we end up losing the game. Pereira gets an RBI base hit, but they kind of kept applying the pressure, made it 6-2. For Philadelphia, and they go ahead and come out of here with the win. Kind of quiet day for the offense. We ended up 7-3, so it didn't show one of the runs there. So 7-3 game there, 8 hits. We could have strung across a little bit more, but the bullpen gave up a lot here. Henry 2 for 4, home run, 2 RBIs for him. Matt Shaw hit a solo home run today as well. And Buehler 5 hits, 3 earned, 2 Ks. And as I like to do sometimes, come look at the pitch analysis just to see where he was kind of at here. As you see, I mean, pretty much kept things outside of that middle range. I'd say if you look at that middle percentage of like danger zone, he's probably throwing about 5% of his pitches in there. I mean, it looks like 61 pitches thrown today, maybe about 10 to 12, not even 10 to 12, like 8 to 10 of those pitches were in that danger zone. So he kept it around the outside. Just got unlucky with the offense he was dealt with today. Didn't give him much help. And coming out of the game, staying with the theme of starting pitchers, like I said, we were waiting for our young guys to get ready to come up. Dave Stewart just had a pretty bad outing, 4 innings, 4 earned, 5 Ks. But the ERA still down at a 3.43, so he's still pitching phenomenally at AA. I think he'll finish out the year there. I don't think I'll move him up to AAA yet. And Cecil, same thing, 1 2/3 there, 2 earned runs. Kind of a bad outing for him that day, but definitely will probably finish out at AA. Francis Texedo has actually caught my eye as one of the rare C potentials that actually do catch my eye. He's playing fantastic. 6 innings, 2 earned runs. So you see, he has a 2.25 ERA. They're actually playing the best out of any of the stars that we have down there, ERA wise. And then Douglas Ellison here, 6 2/3, only 1 earned, 2.63 ERA, and 5 strikeouts, which he's normally my inning eater. But here today, pitch count just kind of got high, a lot of hits, a lot of strikeouts given up. So waiting for those guys to go in and go to the next level, but they'll finish out at AA and probably won't move them to AAA anytime soon. And then here, we're just kind of simulating through a couple of games, getting through August, trying to get to September call-ups here as Robert Hassel goes out for 2 months there for the AAA unit. And Ben Joyce here with the tie ball game. We'll go ahead and hold things down for us. We get a 5-4 victory there. As you can see, starting to bounce back a little bit. We won the series against Philadelphia and Toronto, lost to New York, and then now we're up 2-0 against Houston as we go to a series here with the Royals, winning game 1, game 2. As we simulate forward here, Kyle Farmer with a chance to walk this one off in the top of the 9th. And let's go ahead and jump in here. The thing that's exciting about this early part is, those critical situations. I'm jumping into the games that are like 8th inning, 9th inning, really clutch situations, seeing who can come out in these high pressure situations. We're not really focused on jumping in mid games too often. that might be something that we do here, look to do as we get to year 3, as the team starts to should be developing a little bit better, maybe pushing towards 80 wins, 90 wins possibly, at least definitely into that 3rd or 2nd seed in the division, at least, even if that's not a wild card bid. As that ball's going to go ahead and get away to the backstop, runner's going to go ahead and move up to second base. Enrique Hernandez trying to finish off what Farmer couldn't. As that now puts the runner in scoring position for us here. Checks his swing there in on the hands. They're going to say he did not go around. There you go, Chris Bubik. He's kind of throwing all out of the zone here so far. 3-0 count. We get a 4-seamer upstairs. It's going to be taken opposite field, but not that far, as the power just was not enough to hit something like that out of here. We need Mike Trout for that. So that will be a 1-0 victory for the Athletics. I cannot believe we had no runs scored today. The offense has been doing better, but 2 inconsistencies. Walker Buehler in another start. 7 innings, 4 walks, 4 hits given up. And you see here only 2 hits as a team. Enrique Hernandez and Ruiz. Everybody else went over all day long. So we cannot win the game when it is that bad. And our best player actually went 0 for 1 with 3 walks. That was the best stat line that a hitter from our team recorded, was 0 for 3 with 3 walks. And that is actually better than the news that we see when we get back. Jesus Luzardo is now going to be out for 6 months with a torn labrum. That's going to get him out all the way till what, next year? That'll be all the way out to like what, February on a 6-month injury. So at least he'll be back before spring. But now we have to move somebody like Jordan Wicks into the starting rotation. And his first start actually would be here against Seattle, as we go on a 4-game winning streak, beating the Athletics and beating Cleveland, losing the last game right before Jordan Wicks start. And I wanted to go ahead and jump into this one, but with the quick manage feature, just to see what a start with him would look like and jump into any crucial situations that might pop up for us. So of course, what you'll see you do is, what I'll do is simulate, basically the first 5 innings very quickly. That a starter should be able to get me through 5. If we're having to slow down before that, it's a rough day and we're probably not jumping into the game. But I wanted to go ahead and get through the first 5 quick with him, see what the game is looking like here for us. And so far, has only given up 4 hits here. A couple more come across, 3 more hits, but still no runs, which is great news. As we head into the 6th inning here, we will start to slow it down. So he goes through that inning, 1, 2, 3 clean. The batters, though, are starting to get cold for us, as we only have 3 hits as a squad. So we give a base hit there to Ref Snyder. Crawford flies out. Rosario pops out. And a single there from Newman, as Julio Rodriguez will now come in 2 for 3, 2 singles. If you guys remember from our A's rebuild, Julio is that dude. If you guys don't know, you guys will know soon, because that A's video is coming up with us in the postseason. So be on the lookout for that. As my Mariners, me leading them as my shortstop, will be in the postseason. Now here today, we're trying to take them down though. So 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. We're going to get an arm up in the bullpen just in case. Wicks has thrown 81 pitches and his stamina isn't that high. I think it's in 69 or 70, something along those lines. That's a foul ball into the seats. Julio Rodriguez, 1-2 count here over the middle, trying to get him to chase the slider will not work. That one works though. That was a curveball in the dirt. Throw goes over to first base by Ohapi, and we get him at first base. Great job there by Hicks. 7 strong innings, no earned runs given up. And I mean, his stamina was low, so I think we go ahead and try to get him out of there. As Joe Adell gives us a solo home run, getting our first runs on the board without having to get any extra hits there. So we're going to go ahead and change our pitcher into the guy that we had up. Who was it again? Oh, yeah, Ben Joyce. That's right. We had Ben Joyce getting up and warm. So we're going to bring him in, try to see if we can just hold this thing down. Going to get our closer in the game in the 9th, but he immediately gives up 2 base hits. And Randy Arizarnia. Y'all, I mean, y'all can help me out with these name pronunciations in the comment section. I'm just saying, y'all, if you hate that I'm butchering your favorite player's name, then you better leave a comment, because otherwise, it's RIP to that name. 4-seamer up here, as I did not know Ben Joyce threw triple digits. I'm about to use that to my full advantage. Hold on, let's come right back with it. Trying to get that 103 by Victor Robles. Runners at 1st and 2nd here. 1-2 count if we got the strikeout. Chopped on the ground here to Hernandez. He will go ahead and come up and make the easy play over the 1st. And just like that, that's another shutout inning there for us. 8 innings. And Romero can come in the 9th and kind of close this down for us, as we're going to try to get some last-minute offense here, as Neto ruins that opportunity for us with the double play, going 0 for 4 in the leadoff spot again. Too many times I've seen him go 0 for leading off. So we need to really focus on finding a better leadoff hitter. this offseason, I believe. Find somebody that hits for a high average and has a high on base that we can kind of go after. As we get the 1-0 team shutout here. Very hard for you to get complete game shutouts with the way that stamina is working in nowadays baseball. But team shutout, we will go ahead and take with the 1-0 victory, avenging our last game that we watched against the Athletics where we lost 1-0. So I will take that. Los Angeles wins again. I love the signs out here, even though we're not that good of a team. I love the creativity. As Joe Adele actually has a fire game today, 2 for 3 and 2 extra base hits. Exactly what we're going to need more of, and this is what we don't need. Douglas Ellison, my best, in my opinion, young, newly drafted starting pitcher, is now going down for 6+ months with a head fracture. It might take him all the way into spring. Now, luckily he's not playing in the spring, so his season doesn't really start till April, but yeah, he's done for the rest of the year. Got all the way up to 61 overall. Saw great development. His home run per 9 going up +5, hit per 9 up +5, strikeout per 9 +4, and walk per 9 +3. Ended up finishing out with a 10-7 record, 3.2 ERA, a 1.3 WHIP, 146 innings of work. Only gave up 51 walks, 95 strikeouts. So he almost touched 100 strikeouts. One more start, and he probably would have got to 100 strikeouts, I believe. So that's a pretty good, first year down in the minors. 18 quality starts compared to how many again? 25. That means only 7, probably the 7 losses were all bad starts. But outside of that, 18 quality starts is I think the most that we'd have among any starting pitcher at any level. So it earns him a 2.2 WAR, and with his injury going down, it'll bring room for Alex Campos to come back up from single A, even though he's reversed some of his negative regression into positive. And we will go ahead and put him back into the starting rotation here at the AA level, just to see if we can get some more starts that are better to end out the rest of the regular season. So you see we're here 65-74, coming up to the point where we can try to push for that 72 wins from last season. We're getting close to it. And you see we move up here, Zach McKinstry, 10+10 on his hits per 9 versus, or his contact versus left. His fielding are all in good positions here. Vision's up 3 to 69. And so far at the major league level, batting .221, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Looks like he's got 4 doubles. So not doing too bad as far as slugging. Hitting .337 when your average is .221 is actually a pretty good mark. You're not hitting too well, but at least you're getting extra base hits when you're doing it. So we're looking for more of this AAA production, though, if we want him to kind of last up here at the major league level. So, I mean, this 268, 358 stat line, I mean, with us having him, for 3 years on his contract, definitely want to see him produce more than 221. Michael Daryl Hicks is also somebody that we're looking up here with the September call-ups. He's played phenomenally down at the AAA level, was the second best pitcher after Walker Buehler. And he's a C potential, 28-year-old at 68 overall. Those are 2-seamer, slider, cutter, changeup. So no traditional 4-seam, which will be interesting to work with. So no 4-seamer on his repertoire. And then Victor Gonzalez has been our best reliever by far. Only one with a sub-2 ERA. And especially with you being 30 years old, 71 overall, I expected him to be at the majors anyway. So the fact that he did so bad in spring has me kind of worried. But just a 1-year deal. He has arbitration time. So definitely can kind of keep him around if he can keep producing at least some good numbers to be a part of our bullpen. As it looks like Michael Hicks here, we'll go ahead and bring him up to our roster. We'll go ahead and do the same thing, adding him to the 40-man and then bring him up to the major league level, of course. Then we'll go ahead and bring up Victor Gonzalez too as well to the major league roster. And with the big injury that we have to Jesus Luzardo, we could bring up one more person. So I'm going to the bats here, and we're going to bring up Zach McKinstry back up to the major league level to see if he can do some more work to that 221 average that we saw. So I got to add him to the 40-man roster as well and go ahead and bring him up to the major league level. So we're going to do a little bit of games though down here at the AAA level now that we've made the move up, to kind of take a look at what else is going on down here as far as some good players. Mason Erla was somebody else I considered, 3.64 ERA. He was doing good down there, but only 90 strikeouts and 118 innings. I do want to see that kind of come up a little bit if we can help it. But we will be player locking here actually as newly acquired Carson Williams, the shortstop that we just traded for. Just because he was not a part of the call-up, even though he's had some major league time this season. I just want to see him get seasoned more down here at AAA, really start to work and get to the point where he can at least push Zach Neto for his job and give him some pressure. So that 225 average, it's going to have to come up a little bit if he wants to see the show. I do not call up players with mediocre numbers. Those numbers have to tell me you're ready to come up. It's not just about your overall and your stats going up. The numbers are going to start talking to me. That's one thing that's always taught to me, though, as far as numbers, whether you move up or not. If you're hitting sub 300, you're probably not getting moved up to at any level. That's double A to triple A to the majors. And if you're hitting below 200, you're probably going down. That's just how I look at it and operate. Now, sometimes I make exceptions, like if you're hitting under 100, but so is the guy at double A, then I'm not going to move you down because I have nobody to move up in your spot. Now, here is a deep four-seam ball going out to center field. He just does not have any power at 28, so that will be a weakly fly ball. Going over in his next at bat, though, it looks like he's got pretty good vision for the ball. You know, he's able to take pitches up in the zones and around. He's able to make good contact when the ball is there in play, but that was not good representation of it at all as he swings through the four-seamer upstairs. And actually is not having a very good day-to-day at all. As Christian Moore hit an RBI double to give us a 3-1 lead here against Las Vegas. And he's over at second base right now, so we'll look to see if Carson can bring him in and around. You got to work on your middle infield chemistry here by helping your teammate out. As that's a change up right over the middle. Chopped around the ground. He was way too early. Probably was sitting fastball there, but we still end up getting the win anyway, thankfully. Just, I wish I could have got you guys some better gameplay of Carson. I think he can be a part of the future. Of course, like I said, he needs to just develop better here at AAA. I mean, between him and, where is he at? I said Moore, my fault. Dylan Moore, not, I was thinking about our other second baseman, but Dylan Moore is somebody I need to see play better too anyway, because we signed him in free agency. He's 30 years old, down here playing at AAA, which I feel like is a waste of my money. So definitely want to see him produce too as well, to see if he can work his way back up here to the show, which is where we're going. As you can see, we're starting off the month of September up 2-0 here. Runners at first and second again for Ben Joyce. You know, he's got that triple digits four-seamer, but he's also got 95-mile-per-hour sinkers here to get double plays with. As Spencer is up at the plate here, pops this one up over to Neto, who we're talking about pushing for his job. Look at the Rookie of the Year favorites down below. Henry Piera leading the way for a Rookie of the Year favorite right now. We'll have to check that leaderboard out here as we get close to the end of the season. Popping this one out in foul territory as Ben Joyce is trying to get Ramon down. So we can go ahead and head things into the ninth inning here. 2-2. Trying to get him to chase the slider. He's going to get enough on it to get out to McKinstry, though, playing a little bit of left field today. Moving out of the infield, going to the outfield. He does have position flexibility like that to do so. And here, as it drops below what we need for us, we'll just go ahead and simulate to the end of the game to see if they have any more situations. This looks like it's an RBI double and an RBI base hit by Soler to go ahead and get us up 4-0 in this dub here against Jared Jones. Jordan Wicks getting a dub here today. 7 innings, 5 Ks. So that's a good game for him coming through in relief there. I mean, we see a bunch of multi-hit games here, 2s all the way through the order. As we go to simulate our way through September, we have first and second here, tied up 3-3 against the Stros. It is the top of the 10th, so I would assume maybe a walk and an out here up to this point. 1 out, runners at first and second. Matt Shaw is up at the plate here, getting a chance to line this four-seamer deep out to right field. It won't be deep enough to score anything, but that will at least sacrifice the run over to third base. We could at least just get a runner in. We're going to bring our closer in and try to shut the door on this. Zach Neto will be up next. Another 0 for 4 day. You see he's hitting under 200 with runners in scoring position. And, yeah, we need to find us a new leadoff guy badly. So we go ahead and take things up here to quick sim, and they immediately walk us off when the first batter. Alvarez base hit to win the game. Just that quickly, one batter was all it took. It's Jose Quijada, 1 inning, 1 hit, and that 1 hit was the death of the team. Now, our only runs today came off of 3 straight solo home runs. Shaw, Nolan, and Henry all getting home runs. Henry up to 24 on the season, which is pretty amazing in the rookie year. 70 RBIs. You're having to take over that 3-spot role, something that you probably wouldn't see a rookie do. As we go over and check over the last week of games here, we did lose the series to Baltimore, won the series with the Cubs as we step into a series here with the Orioles. As Henry's going to the game with needing a triple away from the cycle. I'm not going to ruin that for you, young blood. Go ahead and try to go get it as we win 9-2, going on a 3-game winning streak here. We're at 72 wins now. So now from here, it's kind of going to be a look to see if we can get to 73. You see, we're 8.5 back of the Rangers, 3 games away from being eliminated. And the wild card, we're 8 games back from the 3rd wild card spot. So I don't really think that we can push it, but hope is not dead. You see last year we went 72 and 90. So Right now we've matched last year's win total. It's just going to be about how much better can we get from last year then. And I wanted to try to make it special. I wanted to try to let you guys see win number 73. So why not go into a player lock game here in Baltimore? And we're going to play with one of our favorite players on this team, one of our hottest hitters, Henry Pereira, 3 for 5 in his last game with that home run. He's up to 25 now in his rookie year, batting .259, 74 RBIs. If he was hitting like 300, he would be pushing for MVP. I'm not going to lie to you. He'd probably be at least in the voting, in the running, in the consideration as a rookie. But the fact that he's not, he'll just keep having to hit these extra base hits. That's going to go in and get into the gap, bump up against the wall. I don't know if we got enough speed to go ahead and try for 3 on this one. They said go 3, but we end up saying at 2. It's an RBI double, though, for Henry. We take the 1-0 lead here against Grayson Rodriguez. And then Mike Trout popping this one up out the center field. That'll be gloved in there by the shortstop, though, and left. And Jorge Soler up right after him. We're going to take off for third base. It's going to be grounded over to third. So throw goes over. They don't have a chance to get me. We at least move up 90 feet. And then Nolan chop this one in the air, going back, and it'll be gloved in by the third baseman. So there's mostly just a weak pop up there. So no extra runs scored after that. But we will be watching here to see if we can get this dub as we go bottom of the 3. Going out into the field, Aaron Savali is the one that's going to be on the mound for us today, trying to get win number 73. So we go ahead and just get a nice little base hit. This is something that, one of the things about being in the outfield, you'll get a lot of chances like that. If you ever try to do a road to the show with the outfielder, you get a lot of chances like that where it's literally just a base hit. You just throwing it to the cutoff man. Now, it's easy points because you get points for everything that you do, but you'll get like tedious stuff like that instead of just making big plays because there's not too much that outfielders do in the game. If you want more action on defense, go in the infield for sure. Now here, top of the 5th, runner at first base here for watching that slider up and away. Gets one right down the belt, and that one is going to be laid down just like the wood. 2-run home run. Henry Pereira hits home run number 26 as he waves bye-bye to the ball. And that is 2 more RBIs and another home run to add to a Rookie of the Year campaign. This man has been fantastic. 3-0 lead. And we're really looking like we could push for our record-breaking win here. Let's look at this pitch again. Looking to square it up, get low into that one. That was actually more like knee-high. That wasn't even belt-high. That was knee-high, and he just lifted it. No doubt to the deepest part of the park. And now here as we go ahead and jump up to the bottom of the 8th, we're still up 3-0 here as Henderson actually hits a solo home run now for them. Finally putting them on the board. But we're going down to their last, 9 outs here. We're going to chop this one on the ground. Second baseman will go ahead and grab that one and throw it over. So Henry not able to get a 3-hit day, but as we jump to the bottom of the 8th here, they get a walk and a single as bases loaded. And we're down now. We're up now 3-2 still, but Tyler O'Neill has a chance to go to take the lead. We need a ball on the ground, so I'm terrified they're making me come in here. This ball is going to be up as Henry's going to have to, starts a little bit late towards the front, going back all the way, and that'll hit off the glove. Just as I talked about how sure-handed his glove was going to be, he actually just gets that one doinked off. Throw will come in. It's a 2 RBI double for Tyler O'Neill, and they take the lead in this 4-3 Baltimore. And that can't be how the cookie crumbles. No. Walk, fly out, strike out, single by Neto. So at least be up to Henry here to get something going. We've seen him hit a bomb once already. Can we get 2 as that was in the same spot as the home run earlier? 4-seamer down the zone. He gives it right back to us again, and we don't capitalize. Back-to-back 2 lates. And he chases one out of the zone thinking they would give him 3 in a row. You see the frustration as he kicks the bat to the side. Oh, that one's got to hurt. As that one popped up, we lose the game. Man, after such a fantastic start to the game, too. Henry has nobody to blame. He had all 3 RBIs today. 2 for 5, a home run, 3 RBIs. I mean, without him, we lose this game 4-0. So he can't even be mad at this point. Like, you did everything you could. Your teammates let you down. I see you goose eggs all through the bottom half of the order. Enrique Hernandez at least contributed with a 3 for 4, but Soler, Nolan, both empty. Trout at least got in with at least 1 double, but we go ahead and simulate our way forward a little bit. As the AAA Bs finish at 72 and 78, the Trash Pandas finish with a positive record and are going to the postseason at AA. So let's go ahead and just quickly check out the minor league stats now that the minor league seasons are over. So starting with AAA here, our position players, looks like the leader here in hits. We only had 2 guys over 100, and David Calabrese 111 and Cody Freeman 106. Calabrese is a deep potential, and so is Cody, so we're not going to look too bitch into their stats as they don't project out to be much better than 60 overalls. 3 guys with double-digit home runs there for us. Averages: Anthony Skull 360, but only had 25 at bats. Robert 359, but only had 64 at bats. And then Gustavo Campri with over 300 at bats, at least batted 267, had a 332 on base and a 400 slugging. So a pretty good slash line for him. Mac Mustafa as well, 242, 348, and 400. So pretty good stat lines for them across. Our pitchers, Robert Stevenson's up with 36 saves down to AAA, which is nice. Ended up with 10 blown, so 36 for 46. As far as quality starts go, Samuel 15 for 30, George Klassen 12 for 30, 11 for 24 for Mason, 5 for 9 for Dakota Hudson, and then Gatson, who we actually called up to AAA mid-season, actually finishes 4 for 4 on quality starts. So he will probably start out next year at the AAA level because he's shown he can play here and be dominant. 2.16 ERA, .96 WHIP, and only 25 innings of work. Had 30 strikeouts given up, only 3 home runs, 6 earned runs. So yeah, he looks like a very strong candidate to stay up here. He's a C potential player too as well. At 24 years old, almost all his games were 6 innings except for one, which was 7. He'll start out the year at AAA, and I don't know if we're talking major league potential, but he's looking good. And down here at AA, we've already looked at Douglas Ellison, how great he was. Dave Stewart finished 11 for 28 in his quality starts, which is pretty good. Final little look here, Douglas finishes the year at a 60 overall, which is a pretty significant boost. I think a +4 jump from his. Dave Stewart finished at 65 overall. I think he also received a +4 boost from where he started at, +5. On his hit per 9 was his biggest category there. Francisco Textito finishes 8 for 22 on quality starts. Sammy Terra 7 for 12. Alex Campos only had 1 quality start, only jumped up 2 points in his first year, as it was a struggle to be good here at the AA level. But you know, he'll learn from that, hopefully get a little bit better, and next year will be more consistent. But I definitely think he's got the furthest path to the major league level after just 1 season of play, is even having to be sent back down to single A for a little bit to get back right. And then Tyler Owens here, 28 saves, not too bad, a 1.99 ERA for him to work with. There's only a couple of guys here with over 100 strikeouts: Bryce Osmond, Francisco Textito, and Dave Stewart, all over 100 strikeouts here for us. 4 guys over 100 innings pitched. Of course, Douglas probably would have been over 100 strikeouts too as well if he didn't get hurt. And then our position players, looks like Denzar Guzman led in runs with 60 and 109 hits at shortstop. Got pretty good defensive ratings over there. I'm not too mad at what he might be, 65 overall, so we have to keep our eyes on that. Warner Blakely here too as well as a left fielder. That looks like a ton of pop here, round 4 pick in 2020. He's got C potential, 64 overall with 15 home runs though at AA. He might be looking at a AAA call up because of his power. I got to look at more stats than just average to get guys up. It's Kyron Paris, who we actually sent down to AA to get back right. Saw tons of development down here and hit 340. I don't know if I kind of might want him to stay back down here just a little bit longer to get up towards the 70s and then move him back to AAA. But AA might have been the move for him to go ahead and get him back to normal. Christian Moore struggled though, still 161. I don't know if that means we need to give up on our second base prospect and go ahead and trade him away, but it might be something we do. He's a good second base prospect. He's still young, 65 overall, but the fact that he's struggling like this could end up being trade bait for maybe a different prospect or another major league player. So as we go ahead and simulate our way through, it takes to the third to last game, but we finally get win number 73 here against the Detroit Tigers. Gave up 11 hits to them, but we had 9 of our own. Henry Pierre, triple and a home run. Joe Adell, 2 doubles today, looking fairly good as he went 2 for 4 here to end out the season. Almost everybody got in on the hit parade for us, as Pierre ends up with 3 more RBIs. And Bueller is the one that does it. 6 innings, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts. His ERA is at 2.63, as it looks like he might be ready to stay up here at the major league level next season. So, I mean, we did go on a hefty losing streak here. I mean, what's that, 8 games straight after getting to 72 that we lost, so that kind of slowed down the end of the production of the year. This was a pretty cold month of September, mainly just that 8-game stretch there for us. But we have 2 more games here to go ahead and end out the regular season against Detroit, who are 86 and 74. They're probably going to the postseason, but maybe these last 2 games we could play spoilers. We win that game by 5-3. win the next one there too as well. So sweeping the Tigers to end the year 6-4, and we get to look at our major league stats now and our hit leaders. As Henry Rivera finishes off his rookie season playing 147 games out of 162, not too bad on durability. Mike Trout leads in runs with 75. Pierre was behind with 70. Led the team in hits though with 147. Zach Neto behind him despite all the offers we saw with 141. Home runs with Mike Trout with 38. Henry with 27. Zach Neto with 21. Matt Shaw with 18. Nolan with 17, which I think I saw was a career high for him. And then Logan with 12. So that's all of our multi-digit home run guys. So no Jorge Poler there for us either. I think he actually got sent down because I know when you end the season, it sends some guys down to AAA for no reason. But so I think that's why we're not seeing his stats here. Nolan ended up finishing with a 344 on base to lead the team. Mike Trout a 277, 342, and 583 slash line. Henry 258, 309, and 480 slash line for a rookie is not bad at all. Or actually, and then 789 on the OPS while Mike Trout finished 925. So those are some really good numbers from two good players. Now we just got to fill up the rest of the roster with more role players at least that are doing better than what we're seeing here. I mean, Enrique Hernandez is one of our best players, despite his errors here with 15. One of our best players, and he wasn't even supposed to be up here. So we definitely got to get that fixed. Jordan Romano finishes with 41 saves here for us. A 182 ERA was a very clutch closer for us when we needed them to come in and save games. Pitching wise, we had three guys over 100 with Aaron, Reed, and Chase Silseth. ERAs only had two guys over 4, which is I'm proud to see, even though our ERA as a team was bad. Whips were pretty good spots, only 3 guys over 1.5. Aaron was 17 of 33 quality starts. Reed 14 of 32. Jesus 14 of 27. So overall, I think the standings and the stats here show that this team is growing. I think that we have produced some really good numbers here in all aspects, and I think that the next step for us is going to be is to get us a true ace, because the highest pitcher we have is an 80 overall with Aaron. Get us a true ace, so that way we can operate with Aaron and Reed as 2 and 3s instead of 1 and 2s. The bullpen played great. Our closer was good. And now we just need our batters to actually start producing like their ratings say they should. We have a lot of guys that have very good contact against even a specific side, and they're not showing it. So whether that means it's time to move on for some good players to get other prospects or other players, we'll have to see. But those are definitely going to be some moves that we look into checking in on and seeing if that's something that we need to make movement on. So as you see here, yeah, like it's moving people around for me. I don't know why. Yeah, you see Hunter's down here at AAA. Caden is down here at AAA. You just got a lot to go and take care of. And from a lineup standpoint, I mean, you can see here, yeah, like, or it's not even up here at the major league level anymore. So it is what it is, though. There's the playoff bracket there for us. You see Boston, New York is still there at 4 or 5. Texas and Detroit at 3 and 6. Minnesota and Baltimore get first round byes. And then Atlanta, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati with the Dodgers and Phillies getting first round byes as well. Next time out, we'll run through that whole playoff tree so you guys can see who wins and who loses. And go ahead and get into the free agency. Go ahead and start off year 3. So if you guys are ready for it, hit a like, comment, subscribe for your boy down below. And more of this Angels rebuild will be coming up here soon, especially now as other series are starting to come to closes. So love every single one of you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel and videos. It's your boy SGG, aka GM Smooth. And I'll catch you guys later.